Mission aborted. Defense system disabled.
Fuck him up. Let's go.
Don't question it. Don't question it. Don't question it. Keep quiet.
Holy shit!
Holy fuck. We're killing him.
Should we stop shooting him now?
Nice. Yep, got it. Be careful, be careful.
Massive overcharge detected. System restored. Massive overcharge detected. Critical overcharge detected.
Oh fuck.
Now find a raid.
Electromagnetic charge depleted. System reactivated.
Gonna finish off that agent. No way! Fucking division! Keep him off me!
Exotic. Oh, not me.
See it. Well, mine is better than that. My explosive agents. Thanks for tuning into this video. As you saw in the gameplay, this build is basically meant for the raid and is meant for heroics as well. You can use it for both activities. It's a crit build, so most of you should know how to make it, but I'm just sharing my one, especially for the newer guys that have not done the raid, who don't have a crit build or don't know what they should be looking for. Seeing as you should also have another influx of new players, so this is my crit build. I'm using Survivalist because I'm mostly on the generator number 4 on the Razorback, so I'm responsible for shooting the crossbow in from generator 4. That's why I'm using that, and that's why I have firstly the Minder Seeker, and I have the Reviver Hive, which is crucial. You need to be able to heal yourself. Some people use the Fixer Drone, some people use the Chem Launcher. I'm just using this because I actually have the Survivalist, so it comes with it, so that's why I'm using that one. You saw me in the gameplay, I was actually using Spotter, and right now here you can't see Spotter, so if I was not on the generator 4, I would be running Technician, and then on the guns I would actually have the linked laser pointer. I would have under the long underbarrel rail, I'll put the Technician. You'll see that Technician there, I'll put that one there, so every enemy I aim they get pulse automatically, and then with that I would actually have, where you see Unbreakable there, I would actually have Spotter. So that's the difference between what you're seeing here and what you're seeing in the video. And also in the video, those damage numbers you see, you can't really go on that because um, this build has improved since then, since when I did the raid a few days ago. So this one has 40% more critical damage than you see in the gameplay. There's 40% more critical hit damage on this build. So to keep you any further, starting off with the Coyote Mask. Um, just basically because you can buff yourself and buff your allies with crit hit and critical hit damage. You can see they have 15% weapon damage, 5.3 critical hit chance, 10.9 critical hit damage, and another mod for 11% critical hit damage. You saw the chest now already, but it's 13.8 weapon damage, and it's using a 3-piece Providence. You can use a Siska, Grupo, whatever combination you want. But Providence, I'm using a 3-piece for the obvious benefits, the critical hit chance and the critical hit damage. Um, which you get from the brand seed bonuses. 13.8 weapon damage. There's some hazard protection, 4.3 crit hit chance, and 10.2 critical hit damage. And there's my Unbreakable, which is crucial, I think, for Razorback. Or you can have Spotter on here if you're feeling brave enough. You can have Spotter instead of Unbreakable, but then you need to use the Pulse. The other difference is here. Okay, I'll get to that later. The Providence, the second piece, is 13.7 weapon damage on the holster and 11.9 critical hit damage and 5.9 critical hit chance. My third piece of Providence has Composure on it because I'm in cover a lot. I chose Composure over Vigilance because you get shot a lot and then you might lose the buff you get from Vigilance. So I prefer having a steady 15% damage buff when you cover, because you can cover a lot in the raid. So 14.8 weapon damage. Stated effects, I don't mind that. Doesn't have any effect here. 6.1 explosive resistance. I wish that was a bit more. And 11.2 critical hit damage. And this is my composure, and I explained why. Sorry, excuse me. Um, Based in slot knees, I'm still using the Fox Sprayer, which is 12.5 weapon damage, 15% damage to targets out of cover, because all the targets you're hitting in the raid are out of cover, and most of them in the heroics are well. And there's 8.3% critical hit damage. I see now I could actually roll a bit more on there. If you look at where the slider is, I could actually roll a bit higher on that critical hit damage. Um, the glove, I'm using a Grupo because of the brand set bonus critical hit damage. You notice I'm not using the contractor's glove even though I have them. I don't use them for damage to armor. I feel I get a bit more, I get a lot more out of the build if I use 15, if I use one piece Grupo for the critical damage, 10.1 weapon damage, 10.6 critical damage, and 5.9 critical chance. Okay, I covered that already. So basically, before I go to the stats, I'm showing the guns. Classic M1A. I'm not using the Baker's Dozen because I want to use Boomerang. For critical hits, I have a 50% chance to return the bullet to the magazine. If a bullet is returned to the mag, the next shot has 40% increased damage. That's why I'm using that one. You could actually use Strained on here. You can use Optimist. It just depends on you. I just like Boomerang. I feel it's a bit more consistent. Because for Strained you need to fire a lot more for actually see a benefit. I might just get 2 or 3 shots off after they cover 2 or 3 shots again, so I don't really see a benefit in that. Boomerang is a bit better for me. And what do I have on here? I've got a great chance. I have the critical chance there, and I have the 5 rounds extra. And what I have here is a custom P416. I'm not using the glory days, just because this one is a little better than what my glory days is. There's 12% assault rifle damage, 11% health damage, which helps a lot on the boomers, and there's critical hit damage, 10%, and there's Optimus. What do I have rolled on here? Here's crit chance, 20 rounds. What is this one? Crit damage. Okay, so now you saw the guns, you saw the pieces, why I'm using 3-piece Providence. I could actually use maybe a glove for Providence, backpack for Grupo, or whichever way, as long as for me I use 3-piece Providence. If this was a SMG, I would use 3-piece Sokolov, that's the difference. And on here, I would actually, what we ended up doing in the raid, to make it a little bit easier, we did this. We put the Jammer Pulse on here for the drones. So the guys on the generators, we were actually using the jammer drones. So when the drones come out, you jam them. So each time we see drones, one of us would jam them. So that took care of the drones. You didn't have to worry about that. That's the difference here. So you would read the jammer drone there as well. Like I've said, the other option is spotter, and you can have either the spotter pulse if you don't have the ignition, and it still has the same effect. It won't be as constant as you can get with it on the chest, but at least if you have to pulse it, I mean, there might be a cooldown associated, but if you use it on the chest, there's no cooldown on it. Last but not least, let me show you the stats. You saw the weapon damage already. Critical hit chance 46. You might wonder why this is 46.2. Um, just like I've said in the previous video when I covered the crit build, but this is more raid specific. I can afford to have it in the 40s because of this damage buff, because you're not the only person in the raid having the Coyote mask. There'll be others using it as well. So you will actually be buffed up to 60%. As long as you have 46 on your own or 45 on your own build, that's fine. Critical hit damage is 144. That's when I'm using the rifle. With boomerang, you add a 50% to it, and that's where you get almost a 180. You get 184 if you add that. Some guys in my clan, they have critical hit damage up to 170, which is possible. It all depends on the rolls you get on the gear and what mods you have. So mine is 144, so you can only get better from here. I'm still searching for better rolls on Providence and better rolls on Grupo. There you can see what else is there to show you. Pulse resistance, protection from release. I get that from the specialization. I get that. Explosive resistance, almost nothing. Hazard, almost nothing. As you saw in the gameplay, doesn't really matter as long as you do your positioning properly, and you have a reviver have to pick you up, or you have unbreakable. So there you go, guys. Now I've explained you can use spotter, you can use unbreakable, weapon with your choice. Get the exotic mask, use the fox spray. You don't even have to use a rifle if you have the fox sprayer, because damage out to cover, that's crucial in any build. Doesn't matter if you LMG, SMG, doesn't matter. You can use a contractor's gloves as well. Okay, I don't even have them in here. Where's my contractor's gloves? You can use that as well. You can have contractor's gloves in there, especially if you use a LNG. Then I would recommend it. You get some benefit. You get that damage to armor. But I ran the raid without the damage to armor, and I didn't really feel, any detriment to my performance in the raid. So that's so 6 of you should run a build similar to this build in this way for the raid, and 2 of you should run a tank build, which I can also show you shortly, and I'll upload that one as well. Okay guys, good luck in the raid. Catch you guys next time.